The thickness of the bark does not give the tree value. We're talking about value to us, value to our environment. Depth of the roots also does not provide value to us, to the environment.
The
Okay?
only thing that is they know. Roots are annoying as hell.
There's only 53 questions.
No, I think there's 60 on the, I can't remember exactly. Put in order the Biltmore stick. I didn't make one that has it in order, but I wanted you to realize that the first thing that you need to do is first you have to know what size diameter tree you're working with. Okay, does that make sense? So if you know the caliper of the tree, the diameter of the tree, that's what you need to know first. Then you would move 66 feet away. I did not put any of the real specific information about this on it, okay? Calculate board feet. Here again, you just multiply across, divide by 12. It gave 23.3. You can see these are easy, so these should be gimme points, right? Just multiplying across. This one, you multiply all three values, since this is in inches, you're going to divide by 144. And I'll turn on the light when we take it so everybody can see that. Geological sequestration is
The last one.
yes. It is used to force oil out of oil formations underground, injecting carbon dioxide into the subsurface of the earth. Number 9. Conservation. Activities selected by producers are used to treat natural resources and improve conservation performance. What are those? Remember, I had you do 5 of them. What are those called on your project? They're enhancements, yes. Which of the following is not one of the 3 pillars of sustainable development?
5 pillars of Islam are
Joe, okay.
Social equality.
Social equality, okay? So we're dealing with natural resources, even though sustainable equality is probably, or social equality is probably important. It's not necessarily an attribute of natural resources, okay? That's more dealing with people. Natural resources, they don't like people. They just care about the environment. No, I'm teasing.
maggot.
No, my bad. I misread. It's natural conservation. Because you can't conserve and develop.
Joe,
Good job,
I didn't
Parker.
last long.
You gotta yell at me. Development, that's why, okay? Because if we're developing areas, we cannot conserve them. A philosophy and collection of practices to seek to protect resources. Soil and water management, central components. What is that called?
Sustainable agriculture?
Yes, only because it's talking about on-farm resources. Livestock, nitrogen fixation for legumes. So it tips you off that it's talking about agriculture. And that's a sustainable practice because we're utilizing these resources, okay? Best management practices, what do they do? Who said,
Probably me in my
Can't
head.
make the world.
I did it in my head, but I didn't know.
Best management provide guidelines for planning and conducting forest activities in a manner such that water bodies, wet and saturated areas, steep and stable slopes, avoid reduced instability and potential for increased erosion. It's the best practices, yes. Okay, so it's true because we are making sure that we have guidelines and plan how we are going to exploit the natural resources.
Do you think we could grow these kidney beans like I could grow my soy?
Yes, but let's move on. Most of the time, yes, most of them are viable. Best management practices. Ignore forest importance for wildlife and fisheries, water quality, and aesthetics. Do we ignore the importance of these?
No.
No, otherwise they wouldn't be best practices. Best practices minimize or mitigate against environmental impacts.
Yeah.
True. Okay. Mitigate meaning avoid, go around. Okay. So that we're not doing harm. The ethic or an entity that embodies the responsible planning and management of resources. It's an ethic. Stewardship. Okay. Sustainability is a practice. An ethic is going to be stewardship. The capacity of an ecosystem to endure in ecology, the word describes how biological systems remain diverse and productive over time. That's sustainability just by itself because we're not being uber specific. Okay.
Oh, the next one is consumption.
Which one am I on? Am I on 17?
Yeah.
The choice of using energy and resource reduce products that were produced under socially acceptable conditions where possible. Replace communal use. So use, consumption, use. Okay. Sustainable consumption. Which of the following would be considered a sustainable agricultural practice? Pesticide use? Is that going to be sustainable?
No.
No. Natural pest predators? That's our beneficial insects. So yeah. Overuse? No, that doesn't make sense. What about farming a former landfill?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be considered sustainable. However, I would be worried about toxins, but that's just me. Best management practices are a set of preventative measures that help control soil erosion resulting from natural disturbances like earthquakes and tornadoes. It's false. It's man-made. Okay? We're going to be looking at man-made practices.
You can't do it on Mama Nature either.
What?
You can't do it on Mama Nature.
There is. That's a good point. We cannot really deal with tornadoes and earthquakes when it comes to our natural resources and soil erosion. I mean, cover crops and things can help a little bit, but tornadoes and earthquakes are not normal precipitation, forest fires, things along those lines.
What's a forest fire?
Ask California. They just and that utility company is going to be in a lot of trouble.
What utility company?
There's a utility company that didn't have their power lines to code and like insulators for arcing, and they think that they're the ones that are responsible that this last rash of fires. Best management practices attempt to divert surface water into undisturbed areas before it gains sufficient speed for large soil removal. So think of subdivisions in these retention ponds. It's true, okay? They want the topsoil to settle out. Match definition, the use of natural resources in a way to minimize waste. What is that? Is that conservation or preservation? We know it's not exploitation.
Minimize waste. That'd be.
It's conservation.
Yeah.
Preservation, we're not using it at all. Okay. So here it says the use of a natural resources or of a resource.
Yeah.
The zone of the surface of Earth where all life exists.
Ozone.
For real?
Oh. Biodome. Is it really not biodome?
It's biosphere.
Same thing.
Not really.
What's the difference?
A biodome would be like a man-made structure,
Yeah, I'm living in that.
kind of like an observatory type deal. Let me make sure. For you. An attempt to prevent the use of natural resources.
Preservation.
You skipped one.
Did I? This, the act of using without replacing.
Exploitation.
Yes, exploitation. Each biome may include multiple.
Ecosystems?
Mhm. Smallest to largest. Which one? Or we're going to largest
Biosphere,
one.
biome, ecosystem.
Yes. Biosphere, biome, ecosystem.
So it's like the alphabet. B goes before E, basically. Let's just go with
Yeah,
that.
if you can remember that. Abiotic,
If I didn't know the alphabet, I would have dropped that a long, long
non-living, good. Okay, non-living, it's not bio. Bio's life. So abiotic, non-living.
Dirt, water.
Biotic,
Living.
living. So that would be this one, total wildlife of an area broadest sense. Ecology,
What's that?
The study. The first option.
yep.
Yeah, that would be
To
studying.
study the relationship among living things.
It just seems like one of those type terms, so I guess.
What is an ecosystem?
Where I live.
I mean, he's kind of on it a little bit. It's a habitat, right, in which biotic organisms interact with each other and abiotic components. What's flora?
Last
Plants.
option.
Plants, flowers. Just look at the prefix. Flora, flowers, just think plants. So then in contrast, fauna is
Me.
animals. It's Joe.
Yeah.
It's total wildlife of an area. So biotic is,
Living.
yes, it is pertaining to life, biological. I think
Thank
I
you,
said
Miss
that.
Petty.
I did. I have to really pay attention. What is a natural resource?
You.
Water, soil.
Air, water, soil.
Timber.
Well,
oil.
Minerals.
it's a resource.
Can it be this? Elements of supply that are used to satisfy needs of people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So basically, would be click.
Native vegetation,
Yeah. So basically,
minerals,
if we were circling each item that apply,
all
or
of them.
yeah,
What are the factors that in those, if you miss like one or two, I'll probably go back and hand grade them. Don't freak out by your final. What are the factors that influence a biome?
climate,
Temperature.
precipitation, temperature, which is climate, really.
How
But
many humans are in it?
Altitude?
What's that?
latitude and altitude, yeah, that would affect
Height?
it.
It would.
Dude, I
What about
definitely know
latitude? That's how close it is to the equator.
That would affect it because the
That's
closer to the
Good.
equator.
That's all of them. The study of relationships among
Biology.
living things.
Biology.
Bio.
College.
Look at life, okay? Biology. What's entomology?
Entomology is the
that's
study of
good.
like
Bugs.
animals or
Buggies.
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 How are natural resources and ecology related?
Because they all
They have to
interact with
understand the
each other.
environment in order to be able to use it.
Good. A person must understand their environment, how living things are connected. Think of how much we've talked about interconnectedness, right? What is a biome?
A place to get a burger.
Yeah. Is it also abiotic elements?
Yeah.
Yes. Is it also a group of animals?
Yeah.
Could be, right? It's not a place to get a burger.
I mean, it could be.
That's just.
I mean, we get a burger here.
Yeah.
It's a biome. Trick
Okay,
question.
matching up biomes.
Tundra.
Northern Canada, Northern Europe.
You tell me
No, that's probably tundra.
not tundra.
Either tundra or taiga.
It's tundra.
Tundra is really, really cold. That's where isn't that where all the ice and all
Check
that's
out
at?
this brand
That's
new
what you did, wasn't
2018 Toyota Tundra.
Yeah, I think so. If I'm
Blink
not-
are areas within biomes that develop unique characteristics due to the influence of topography, geology, soils, and vegetation.
Ecosystems.
Yes.
Am I actually gonna pass this final?
Arctic region of Europe,
That
Asia,
should be
and North
tundra.
America.
That
Huh?
should be tundra.
That's the desert.
I probably.
That Arctic.
Because you
It should
Joe,
be
don't
tundra.
say stuff to mess them
I'm
up.
aware.
Arctic
Unfortunately.
desert. You've never heard of that, man?
Yeah, I'm aware that I'm
No,
probably
it's
not gonna pass
something
this
seriously
class.
wrong with it.
Yeah,
It says Arctic.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
7.5.
That's why when you go to
It's tundra.
That's why when you go
Yeah, it
to
was taiga.
Seaboard.
This is Arctic.
But
You gotta look for the key words.
Singular 7.
You said the
I'll
other
pull up my
one was
Skyward right now.
tundra.
It says.
It's taiga. Northern Canada and Northern Europe are taiga. If it said the Arctic area, it would be tundra. You gotta look for the key words.
So Canada's taiga.
Not all of it, no, because you do. have
Because like you have like
Arctic
Quebec
conditions.
and Toronto and
Biotic versus abiotic. So which one of these are biotic? Are plants biotic?
Yeah.
plants, animals, microorganisms.
Okay. okay,
Hey,
Microorganisms.
water and soil
are not.
No.
So the rest of these, water is not, soil is not, minerals, no, rocks, no, climate, no. The living components. Although you could argue that soil is. That's
Soil-
portions of soil.
Well, that
Hey,
well, I mean,
dirt
that's
is
mostly
not
the
soil.
microorganisms within the soil.
Yeah. Biotic versus abiotic.
Weather.
Which ones are abiotic? We just did this. So water, soil, minerals, rocks, climate.
Yeah.
What is this? A picture of?
Farming, conservation, exploitation,
Which one?
Um, Well-
exploitation.
The only one it definitely is not is
is preservation.
I didn't put these
Oh,
on
I'm
there,
sorry. It's a
but it's good to go
7.5.
over because these are more explanations.
7.5. I'm sorry.
Do you guys want to play?
Kahoot.
Yeah, come look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm not getting my phone over.
Let's do it.
Come over here.
I'll
We
say-
got like 13 to 20 minutes.
Great, 30
Said, well, we got like
different
6
servers.
Yeah. Where did I put it?
No, I don't turn anything. I haven't turned in anything. I failed.
I don't know
most
if
of my
Haley finished it.
assessments.
Finish what?
The Kahoot for here. She was working on it, but I don't know if she got time to finish it.
Hey, should I do it?
I
Oh, no.
19%.
Sorry, guys.
Do we still
In order
play
to
it?
get a D.
No Kahoot?
I don't have one for this class.
It doesn't matter.
If I
Who
if I
cares?
pass
We'll
this
do
with
it analyst.
Well, we kind of
100%,
need.
and then I
Hey,
get a
can
D
we
minus.
just do like a TV show Kahoot?
No.
If I
Dude,
win,
can we
it
just do
wouldn't
a
matter.
Kahoot?
You
Because
guys
I would
can
make
do
put me in a straight ad.
I know, I'm just saying. And I have no internet in this class. The one class I'm allowed on my phone, and I don't have
I
internet.
was gonna say.
No,
Hey,
I'm surprised that you
FR doesn't
usually this-
cover
this
any
room is
other
okay.
classes.
I have wonderful internet reception in business management, where he sat me in the front of the class for 9
It's closer to a
semester.
passing grade, which means my parents will fucking kill me.
No.
Yeah, my mom was like, my mom at this point, she told me, you know,
You're
You-
a lost cause.
no,
I
Thank
would
you.
have told you.
for one.
You're a lost cause.
Can we start the
Shit.
final? No, I mean like this class.
Well, okay, it's because I have 35 missing assignments. Most of them are in this class. Like, if you look, missing. Scroll down, missing.
Maggot.
Well, you can always like stick your nose in.
They're not in my notebook.
I had a 19%.
Are you wearing a Fallout button down?
You might not.
I just look over and I'm like, I can't tell what that is. Check my personal. But you know, I actually did think about dropping this class, but I decided not to.
I mean,
See, I don't have that many electives.
I have a lot of electives.
That's the only reason I want to
I
drop
feel like
it.
if you drop it for a study hall, if you don't want it, bring it down your GPA.
No, because I don't have a school counselor anymore. I'm with adult and child. They don't count it anymore. I'd have to talk to my adult and child counselor about it.
Yes.
Because
That's the only reason.
I
like
only have like 2 electives.
it's a good chance that I'm wrong, but I'd probably have to talk to Miss Mara about it. Because at this point, I don't see Mrs. Shively anymore for anything. I either see no, they send me to Miss Mara for it.
Alright, who wants to join a Kahoot? I'm starting.
I'll join.
Sure, I guess. What's the code?
Actually, I don't know how to start a Kahoot.
I'll show you. I have.
Unplug Bullock's MacBook and then just plug yourself
Sadly, it doesn't work. Because we don't have the right ports.
Find one and it gives you the
Just
actual
violate-
code.
No, I
Violate-
find like one people who are
Okay. That's create. You have to know who is.
Yeah.
Joe, just violate his MacBook.
He's already logged in. He has to just like every Kahoot online. Discover. I need to do it about natural
actually
resources.
Only 4 people showed up.
no.
Conditional yesterday.
TV shows. What?
Yeah, for football. Only 4 people showed up.
For TV shows?
We had conditioning after school. Like,
So it was gonna be 6, but apparently Stevie has an injured knee.
No, I need you show.
I hate Stevie. And then Tabor had to retake a
Give me
calculus
my phone. I
course.
got porn on there.
I mean, okay, that sounds logical.
Yeah.
I feel. Why is that something that I'm not surprised you said?
You know, iPhones have like rulers on there now, so like, you don't know what he's been measuring with.
I hate Stevie.
Underneath
Why did you give me that image? Why? Damn you, Gabby. Hey, Gabby, want a cookie? You want a cookie, Gabby?
All right, kids.
My collarbone's broken. Help, help. Like he was crying.
He
thought I was bad.
There's pictures of
No, I think he hasn't.
Joe, are you serious?
Oh, yeah, you have
Oh
to.
god, here we go. Oh god, here we go. This
It's gonna be
Joe, you need help.
a whole new
When you kiss a
experience.
girl for the first time, freezes.
I thought you were putting.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, get away from my computer.
Joe, you're.
Hold on, we're doing Kahoot.
Excuse me.
And that wasn't me. Thank you very much, Gabby. What'd you say? There's like Kahoots already about natural resources.
Yeah.
Just run with
Is
it.
there?
Yeah, I looked it up.
Yeah, but it may be stuff that's not on.
Whole lot.
Well, you can look at it.
Mhm.
If we're not allowed to take the test, we might as well study like before.
Well, we're gonna be out of here.
Well, my username's not working.
Joe,
Well, don't put
Make sure you use it.
I think you should.
Don't put in
No,
Frank.
it's-
Is that his name? Is that your name? It's on.
Joe Bullock 12. I was
No,
like,
I don't have an account.
oh, I have an account. That's what I'm just getting at.
He does have.
Yes,
We all had
Joe
accounts from like the
Bullock.
middle school.
For real.
Your account is not Joe Bullock.
What's
I
your
just
account?
made it.
It really is because I was helping him find one. It really legit says Joe Bullock.
You can have a whole cabinet full of food.
It adds bots.
See the name
Oh, shit.
Here's some crackers.
Ow! You ass.
It hit the concrete.
Why you
Because it's solid beans. It's literally beans wrapped in latex.
And he just dropped it.
doesn't like me.
Round my balloon back.
Mess him up, Mark.
Dude, I'm trying to be nice and like not throw a heartache.
It actually legit hurt. You wouldn't know. You haven't gotten hit with it yet. I'm trying to change that. Are you talking? Yeah, the wrestling thing.
No, Joe, how
Yeah, he just stands up and you can tell he's fucking wasted and he just starts screaming, "Twist that dick! Twist his dick!"
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah, twist the dick. Wait, are we talking twisting like a pepper grinder or are we talking twisting?
Got it.
Neither.
Oh my god!
No, Joe.
Don't do it, do it. Take a picture of it, please. Oh, we can
Joe.
You- When did you make the password?
Joey P.
We're past 4 minutes anyways. You wasted all your time.
Well, I got proof now. Well, Block, I got proof.
I'm thinking about pulling a pin on that clock. Like just,
Daddy Bullock.
It's sad that the winky face is considered invalid characters.
Not if I tell them not to. No, just do it because it's just a lot of work.
All right, who wants to play my Kahoot?
What's the code?
We have password, or we have a passing period in 4 minutes.
Well, that's 4 more minutes to do.
That's 4 minutes. That's
How long is it gonna take?
He won't have it up.
All right, ready?
what's the pin?
I'm waiting for you. Hold on.
And what's the topic?
All right, pin. Ready? 4, 6, 8, 9, 1, 8, 4.
That's one hell of a pin.
Ready? 4, 6, 8, 9, 1, 8, 4. Yeah. I have Chad and Sprite Cranberry. Gabby and Coffee Master 77. Who's Big D? Alright, we're starting. in
How are
5
we
seconds.
supposed to see?
Yeah, what are the questions?
Shut up, maggots.
Joe would be a perfect sub.
Alright, Disney Channel, 25 questions. Are you ready?
Oh shit. I didn't grow up on Disney Channel.
What show is this? It's Jessie, Red.
I feel like you're fucking with me here.
No one's gonna pick Brad. Just
Hey, you guys, 5 you got it right. Congratulations.
That's horrible.
Alright, next. Call me Master. You're in the lead. What show is this? Jesse. Oh, I think it's the yellow one, actually. Try Bunked. Oh, it's Bunked! Except for the one idiot who put Jesse. Oh, Caden, that's too far gone.
4,
No.
6, 8, 9, 1, 8, 4.
What show is this? Oh, there's no way in hell I know that one. Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
so-
that's Good Luck Charlie. That's the one with like 20 dads.
The blue
20
one.
kids.
So, which one?
Good Luck
Blue
Charlie.
one.
Blue. That's for you. What show is this? All right, let's look. I ain't got a clue.
Oh, fine.
Let me see the options.
Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World,
Which
Girl
is-
Meets World, Boys, Girls.
Which is
Okay, does it have 2 girls in
I
it?
think it's Boy Meets World.
It has girls.
Hey,
Oh,
it's either blue.
There's also boys in there too.
Blue or green. You
No,
got
Boy
2.
Meets World is like a magic show.
I got it wrong. Don't worry.
Yeah. Boy Meets Girl has, young Topanga and young
What
Tori.
show is this?
It'd help if I could see
Bro,
the
it's
goddamn
here.
picture.
Which one is it?
Which one?
Hold on, it's green. Because it's Candace and Ferb, Ferb and Ferb, Phineas and Candace. We got 100% bitches.
Hey guys,
I'm not
break.
playing.
What show is this?
I got it.
Oh, that's my suicide.
What? So you mean 13 Reasons Why?
Nobody's playing anymore.
Yeah.
Casey Undercover.
Casey Undercover was like a great show, honestly. I loved Casey. Yeah.
Following students, please report to the front office. Taylor McLeod, Nina Ditton, Kaylee Cass, Hannah Horsley, Alexiana Blakely, Bree Small, Daisha Crouch, Brianna Shaw. Please come to the front office.
This animal science is my body. Joey, you say what you're doing.
That's what you're trying to do is stand up.
Trying to see if it works. Well, there used to be 2
there used to be a whole other classroom where the animal room is. And all of this was a whole other room.
I don't know.
Joe, do you have a charger?
Yeah. Hey, you're 43, right? You're 43, right?
These are my shoes.
Get off my computer.
Yeah, not even on your computer.
Well, when you sit behind it.
We're making a Kahoot about you.
Oh wait, then what's that thing? Farmermoney.com.
Probably. You're probably not. I like how he brought his like kid to the freaking state FFA.
Yeah.
Like, that was so messed up. I hate for your kid going.
This kid's probably like small American farmer.
Oh, now it works. I just breathe on my belly. Joe, come here.
What,
Give me your
maggot?
charger.
Look, maggot. Got it to work, maggot.
You made a
Dad?
Kahoot?
No. I just picked a random one.
Huh?
Remember I did that in Welch's class? Everyone's like, why is there so many people answering?
I got in car guards this morning.
You did?
Welch's here. Welch was like, come on, knock it off.
Not here.
Why even lie about something like
Do
that?
you see
Like that's
Bullock?
literally so dumb to lie about.
You believed it.
Yeah, you did believe it. So look who
I was no, because car accidents happen like very often.
Look who the dumb
Bounce.
one is.
He has no brains. You can't listen to me ever since.
But then Chad jumped in on it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, see, don't believe Chad
It's
either.
like his mini meters.
You fell.
Oh, did you fart? Yeah, I dropped us.
Oh my god.
Can people stop processing?
I didn't cry. This is my job.
This is like gonna go from like a natural resource class to a natural
I know. That's the
What sense is that?
Yeah, somebody beat him up.
Somebody beat him up.
Can you write him up for that?
You're not even spraying it on you.
I'm
spraying it around me because that sounds horrible.
God damn!
Why didn't you go to the bathroom?
No, you didn't.
Who did that?
What the hell happened? What the hell?
You can go wipe it. We won't think it.
Okay, what is
X spray.
Just tell me what the hell exactly is going on.
You know, over here, right here smells good, but everyone else.
Right over here, it smells good, and then you go like there, and it's like.
Right now,
Okay, guys,
butter
have a
smells
seat.
amazing right now. Like,
Yeah.
Hell, Mark.
Joe, have a seat. We're taking this.
Sir, yes, sir.
Quit making more messes that I have to clean up.
He is a mess.
So, where you guys go to find this? Course materials. Scroll down.
What do you think
Or
he had
it's in
used
course
this?
materials right here underneath the calculator, and it is open. Stay off your phones. You can use calculator on a Chromebook, or if you want scrap paper, we have plenty. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else.
Got a regular calculator? Like an actual calculator?
Huh?
Got like an actual calculator? Huh?
Just use, it's just,
I hate digital
it's just
calculators.
like.
Can we use the calculator on our phone?
Just use the Chromebook. It's so much better.
There is no. Oh, there it is. Hwah. God, I'm trash.
Oh, man.
Is it clear?
Or stay. I'm always stay out the hallway for 2 minutes.
No.
Joe. Hey, I can't hear this.
Shut up. Oh, I have to sign out.
Oh, how many questions are there?
I think there's right about 60.
Oh, that's 60 too much.